A building inspection is an inspection performed by a building inspector, a person who is employed by either a city, township or county and is usually certified in one or more disciplines qualifying them to make professional judgment about whether a building meets building code requirements. A building inspector may be certified either as a residential or commercial building inspector, or as a plumbing, electrical or mechanical inspector, or other specialty-focused inspector who may inspect structures at different stages of completion. Most building inspectors employed by governments are certified by the state or the International Code Council (ICC). These inspections are done to assure compliance with whatever building, plumbing, electrical, mechanical or specialty codes, such as swimming pool codes, that are being enforced by the jurisdiction in which they work. There are many categories and levels of ICC certified inspectors. The term building inspector is sometimes used for persons who inspect houses to assure compliance with the plans and to check workmanship as well as code compliance, or a home inspector consulted in conjunction with a house sale. These building inspectors are private contractors and are not connected with any governmental department or agency. Consulting engineers often carry out structural building inspections for strata properties where there are structural elements of the building found to be unsafe. Whether it is the balconies, balustrades or cracking due to settlement in the walls, consulting engineers provide building inspections of the property and make the appropriate assessment and provide dilapidation reports followed by proposals for remedial action. Other building inspection expertises like facades inspection are often required by certain cities and considered mandatory. These are to be done by engineers and not by contractors. An example of a city that adopted this law is Quebec, followed by a fatal incident that occurred due to negligence of the state of a facade. These inspections are often included in a contracted building inspection, but might not be carefully analyzed and diagnosed like an engineer would. Building inspectors are often contacted by strata managers or body corporate with stormwater design issues, structural design proposals or civil design modifications. In addition, individuals are often required by councils to carry out dilapidation reports and building inspections of adjoining properties and associated council properties before and after construction, to establish that no damage has occurred due to the work carried out. Additional functions of a building inspector often include the evaluation of existing structures which have been subjected to physical damage from earthquakes, wind events, floods and fire, as well as investigations involving non-permitted construction. Building science is the collection of scientific knowledge and experience that focuses on the analysis and control of the physical phenomena affecting buildings and architecture. It traditionally includes areas such as building materials, building envelope, heating, ventilation and air conditioning systems, natural and electrical lighting, acoustic, indoor air quality, passive strategies, fire protection, and renewable energies in buildings. In Europe, building physics and applied physics are terms used for the knowledge domain that overlaps with building science. The practical purpose of building science is to provide predictive capability to optimize the building performance of new and existing buildings, understand or prevent building failures, and guide the design of new techniques and technologies. Building science is the architecture, engineering, construction technology discipline that concerns itself with the mainly detailed design of buildings in response to naturally occurring physical phenomena such as the weather, sun, wind, rain, temperature, humidity, and related issues, for example freeze/thaw cycles, dew point/frost point, snow load and drift prediction, lightning patterns etc., subterranean conditions including potential for seismic or other soil plus groundwater activity, frost penetration etc. Under the constraints of characteristics of materials, E.G. response to UV, freeze-thaw, rot, mold, galvanic corrosion between dissimilar metals, and properties such as permeability of materials to water and water vapor, swelling, shrinkage, compatibility, etc. Physics, chemistry and biology such as capillary action, absorption, condensation. Will condensation occur at a good or bad place within the wall? Gravity, thermal migration/transfer, conductivity, radiation and convection, vapor pressure dynamics, chemical reactions, INCL, combustion process, adhesion/cohesion, friction, ductility, elasticity, and also the physiology of fungus/mold. Human physiology, comfort, sensory reaction E.G. Radiance perception, sweat function, chemical sensitivity etc. Energy consumption, environmental controllability, building maintenance considerations, longevity/sustainability, and occupant, physical, comfort/health. The building science of a project refers to strategies implemented in the general and specific arrangement of building materials and component assemblies. The practical outcome of building science knowledge is reflected in the design of the architectural details of the building enclosure, see building envelope, and ultimately in the long-term performance of the building's skin. The scope can be, and is, much wider than this on most projects. After all, engineering is applied science mixed with experience and judgment. When architects talk of building science, they usually mean the science issues that traditional engineering disciplines traditionally avoided, albeit there are emerging disciplines of building scientists, envelope consultants, and building engineers. Many aspects of building science are the responsibility of the architect. In Canada, many architectural firms employ an architectural technologist for this purpose, often in collaboration with the engineering disciplines that have evolved to handle non-building envelope building science concerns: civil engineering, structural engineering, earthquake engineering, geotechnical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, acoustic engineering, fire code engineering. Even the interior designer will inevitably generate a few building science issues. A home inspection is a limited, non-invasive examination of the condition of a home, often in connection with the sale of that home. Home inspections are usually conducted by a home inspector who has the training and certifications to perform such inspections. The inspector prepares and delivers to the client a written report of findings. The client then uses the knowledge gained to make informed decisions about their pending real estate purchase. The home inspector describes the condition of the home at the time of inspection, but does not guarantee future condition, efficiency, or life expectancy of systems or components. A home inspector is sometimes confused with a real estate appraiser. A home inspector determines the condition of a structure, whereas an appraiser determines the value of a property. In the United States, although not all states or municipalities regulate home inspectors, there are various professional associations for home inspectors that provide education, training, and networking opportunities. A professional home inspection is an examination of the current condition of a house. It is not an inspection to verify compliance with appropriate codes. Building inspection is a term often used for building code compliance inspections in the United States. A similar but more complicated inspection of commercial buildings is a property condition assessment. Home inspections identify problems, but building diagnostics identifies solutions to the found problems and their predicted outcomes. Inspectors will check the roof, basement, heating system, water heater, air conditioning system, structure, plumbing, electrical, and many other aspects of buildings. They look for system and major component defects and deficiencies. Improper building practices, those items that require extensive repairs, items that are general maintenance issues, as well as some fire and safety issues. A general home inspection is not designed to identify building code violations, although some deficiencies identified may also be code violations. However, a home inspection is not technically exhaustive and does not imply that every defect will be discovered. Some inspection companies offer 90-day limited warranties to protect clients from unexpected mechanical and structural failures. Otherwise, Inspectors are not responsible for future failures. A general inspection standard for buildings other than residential homes can be found at the National Academy of Building Inspection Engineers. Home inspection standards of practice serve as a minimum guidelines that describe what is and is not required to be inspected by the various associations mentioned during a general home inspection. Many inspectors exceed these standards, permissible, and may also offer ancillary services such as inspecting pools, sprinkler systems, checking radon levels, and inspecting for wood-destroying organisms.